This is Nick Melionis, and you're watching Move Faces TV's Tech Buzz segment. I'm here with Christine Tsai of 500 Startups. Christine, thanks for having us here today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, and so would you mind giving us a little rundown on today's event? We're at the Mama Bear Technology Conference, and there's been quite a crowd here.
Yeah, so Mama Bear is a conference that 500 Startups puts on, all about family tech, and we're really big on family tech investments, which basically means companies that are targeting parents, moms, usually mom or kids, and building solutions for them.
That's great, yeah. And so you're one of the founders of 500 Startups, you said about 3 years ago, correct?
Yes.
How's that experience been? What's that been like?
So it's interesting because before I joined 500, I was at Google for a long time, and I in the early days of Google, I like to think, well, it's sort of like a startup, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I was very humbled when I left Google to join 500, and because we essentially are a startup as well. So it was, in the almost 3 years we've been around, it really, this has been essentially like my startup experience. There's lots of ups and downs. A lot of people will paint all sorts of graphs on what it looks like to be a startup, running a startup, but it really does look like, hopefully you're going in the right direction, but it is a lot of like oscillating, like a roller coaster. So.
Yeah, it's quite the path to take.
Yes.
And so, here at the Mama Bear Conference today, a lot of the discussion's been focused around moms and technology. And so, as a parent yourself, how can you compare raising a family to starting a company?
There are actually a lot of similarities, which is funny because probably when you think of the typical entrepreneur, they probably aren't a parent, but there are a lot of similarities. I think I wrote a guest post on this on TechCrunch called "Startuphood and Parenthood Are Not for the Faint of Heart," but there are a lot of similarities in that it looks kind of nice from the outside. Most parents will share their baby photos, and they ask you how your kids are, and they say it's great. Just sort of like when you talk to a company founder, they'll say things are going great.
Oh, yeah.
But then inside it's really messy. You just don't talk about those types of things. It's a lot of many other things, but I guess the other big thing is it's probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do, but it's one of the things you'll enjoy the most in your life. I mean, most people don't start companies because they hate it, because it's such a hard thing to do that they wouldn't be doing it just because they felt like they had to.
Absolutely.
But they do it because they love it. As hard as it can be, as low as the lows can be, or as high as the highs are, it's something they enjoy doing, and I feel like being a parent is pretty similar, and you just feel so attached and invested in this thing that you created.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I appreciate that. Sounds like quite the roller coaster, regardless of what situation you're in right there.
Yeah.
So what would you say is one thing that you think people coming to today's conference, they should take away from this experience?
Well, hopefully the biggest thing they took away is that there is a lot of opportunity in the family space. I'm sure a lot of these companies have come here, and as an entrepreneur, you're probably getting a lot of rejection anyway. As an entrepreneur that's building something for families, you probably hear it even more because there are a lot of people, maybe investors, saying we don't invest in family tech, or there's really not a market for family tech. But we think the complete opposite. There is a huge opportunity in making things better for families, and a lot of it is really just about building this community so that they can get access to mentors or other fellow startup founders or investors that really get this space. And I would say, my advice is that being an entrepreneur is hard anyway. All these problems are not unique to family tech. Getting distribution, designing your product well, those are all problems that every startup founder faces, whether they're doing something kind of sexy, like photo sharing, or just something that's kind of hot and visible, or something that's maybe a little bit less trendy, like family tech. So all these problems are not unique to family tech. It's just you have to learn how to cater it towards the space. And so hopefully being around other like-minded founders will help them. And that's hopefully everybody came away with really interesting information and new connections.
Yeah, well, I can speak on our behalf, and we've had an unbelievable event today. So first of all, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we're excited with these new skills and things we've got today, and we're ready to tackle the family industry when it comes time.
Great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, Christine, thanks again. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Great, thanks.
Awesome. And thanks again. This is Nick Melionis with Move Faces TV's Tech Buzz segment. Thank you.